Okay, so in this video, let us discuss Codeforces round 639 division 2. I could solve problems A and B. I was solving problem C, but then yesterday the website was crashing a lot and they said finally it is unrated, so I didn't solve C. I shall solve C and maybe make a video on it. So we'll discuss problem A and B. Now for a fun fact, yesterday I got problem B earlier than problem A because problem A I still don't understand the logic, but let's just read the question. We are given a jigsaw puzzle consisting of n into m identical pieces. Every piece has 3 tabs and 1 blank. So every piece looks like this, 3 tabs, 1 blank. And some conditions are there for the jigsaw puzzle to be solved. The pieces are arranged into a grid of n rows and m columns. For any two pieces that share an edge in the grid, a tab of one piece fits perfectly into the blank. That means in this blank, one piece will fit and it should perfectly fit. And like that, there should be at least for two pieces, if they share an edge, this blank should be filled. And we have to determine if it is possible to solve the jigsaw puzzle. Basically, we are given n and m, and we have to determine whether we can solve. You have to say yes or no. Now, what I did, I'll just show my code. It will work only for 3 conditions. First, you input n and m. You check if either n or m is 1, then obviously the answer will be yes. You have to do this by yourself. I will leave it to you for a task. You do it by yourself and check. Whenever n is 1 or m is 1, the answer will always be yes. And whenever n and m both are equal to 2, the answer will be yes. So actually I got this quite late in the contest, and that's the answer for the first one. Second problem, it looks a little scary with all these drawings, but it is actually simple. I solved it earlier than the first one. A card pyramid of height 1 is constructed by resting 2 cards against each other. A card pyramid of height h is constructed by placing pyramid of h minus 1 into a base. So basically, after reading the question, or when you see the diagram, you will observe some pattern, like this is there, it comes here, and this structure is made. Now this structure you can observe here, right? Observe only this much. Apart from these 2 lines, it is same as this structure. So what should we solve? What should we do? You have n cards and build the tallest pyramid you can. If there are some cards remaining, you build the tallest pyramid possible with the remaining cards. So first, how many ever cards you have, you use how many ever cards are required to build the tallest building possible. After that, if some cards are left out, you take those cards and again build the tallest pyramid possible. We have to tell how many pyramids we can construct. Let's take an example. If number of cards is 3, then if we have to build a pyramid of height 1, we need 2 cards. So after 2 cards, we will be left with 1 card, and with 1 card we can't build any pyramid. So we can build only 1 pyramid. Suppose we have 14 cards. Now we should build the tallest pyramid possible. So instead of building a pyramid of height 1, we will build a pyramid of height 2. How many cards does it require to build a pyramid of height 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you need 7 cards to build a pyramid of height 2. But you have 14 cards. So you can build 2 pyramids of height 2. After that, how many cards will be remaining? 0. So number of pyramids you can make is 2. Let us take 15 as an example. Now, with 15, you can build two pyramids of height 2, because we discussed for 14 cards, you could have done that, right? But if you have 15 cards, you can just build a pyramid of height 3. Remember, they say you have to build the tallest pyramid possible, and then with the remaining cards, again build the tallest pyramid possible. So if you have 15 cards, you can build a pyramid of height 3, because you require 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you require 15 cards. So this was the question: how many pyramids can you make? Now we can observe a pattern over here. What is that pattern? If you have suppose one card, then you require okay, so if you have one card, sorry, if you have two cards, you can make a pyramid of height h equal to 1. If you have 7 cards, you can make a pyramid of height h equal to 2. If you have 15 cards, you can make a pyramid of height h equal to 3. Now, how to break this pattern? What will the pattern look? It will look something like this: 2, 5, 8, 11. How to match this arithmetic progression with this? Observe this: 2 plus 5, 7. 7 plus 8, 15. So basically, height of 2, pyramid of height 2 is the sum of first two terms of this AP. Pyramid of height 3 is sum of first three terms of this AP. So a pyramid of height n, so if h equal to n, it is basically sum of n terms of this AP. So if we consider this AP 2, 5, 8, 11, how to break this AP? How to express it? It will be 2 plus n minus 1 into 3. Because I hope you know that you can write an AP like a plus n minus 1 into d. A is the first term, d is the common difference, and n is the nth term. So this is the last term of an AP. That's how you express last term of an AP. Now, what is the formula for sum of n terms? It is n into a plus L by a plus L by 2. So if you substitute L value here and a value as 2, what will you finally get? You will get n into 2 plus this. After simplifying 2 plus this, you will get 3n plus 1. So finally, Sn is equal to 3n square plus n by 2. So this is the formula of the AP. sum of n terms of the AP. Now let us look at what code I wrote. So I took the input n and I ran a loop from I equal to 1 till whenever this condition fails. Sorry, whenever this condition is true, it will break out. That means basically I am calculating for which term of the AP the sum will be greater than n. I am calculating for which term of the AP the sum will be greater than this value. So for example, if I have say 14 cards, if n, sorry, I am calculating the term of the AP for which this sum will be greater than n value, our given n. Our given n is the number of cards. So I'm calculating for which term of the AP sum of that term will be greater than n. And once I find that, I can just use a while loop for calculating how many number of pyramids I can find. How to do that? I'll show that to you. You can also use lower bound for this, but I simply did it straight away. For example, our n is equal to 14. Now, our AP sum is what? 3n square plus n by 2. This is different and this is different. This n is number of cards. This is what? This is number of cards. Let me denote it by n1 then. n1 is the number of terms in the AP. Number of terms in the AP. So I'm running a loop from I equal to 1 till whenever this condition is true. So in this case, when I say I is 1, I am doing what? Instead of n1, I'll replace 1, then I'll replace 2, then I'll replace 3, so on. So when I replace 1 instead of n1, I will get 3 plus 1 by 2, which is 4. Now 4 is not greater than 14, so I'll continue. I will get, if I put 2 here, 3 into 4, 12, plus 2, 14, by 2, 7. So I will get 7. Is 7 greater than 14? No. Then I'll continue. I'll put n1 as 3. 3 into 3 square, that is 27, plus 3, 30, by 2, 15. So 15 is greater than 14. So I will break out. I'm going to break out and I'll store num as I minus 1. Basically, I want the term which is just less than, I want the maximum sum which is less than n. I want maximum sum which is less than n. And then I'm putting in the while loop and I will keep decrementing my num by subtracting the sum value. I will keep decrementing my num by subtracting some value. So in this case, n is 14. Now my num will be 2. And for n1 equal to 2, the answer was 7. So I will do 14 minus 7. I will get 7. Then I will do 7 minus 7. I will get 0. Once I get 0, I'll break out. How many operations I did in the while loop? 2. That is the answer. So that was how you solve the problem. Find the maximum sum less than n and keep decrementing n value. That will tell you how many pyramids you can make which are of maximum height. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.